Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP is rallying at the moment I'm recording this, acting absolutely insane, refusing to crash. For weeks on end now, even when we see moves to the downside, XRP's dipped a little below 60 cents, getting as low as the upper 58-cent region, but that's about it in recent weeks. After it's trended up anyway. Now, this behavior, as I've been pointing out recently, is not normal for XRP. If you've been holding XRP for years, you probably have noticed that when the market tanks, XRP goes down at least as much, frequently more than the rest of the market, or in terms of degree, like even if XRP pops to the upside to whatever degree, the trend has been to the downside. That is not what's happening now. XRP instead has been moving up at a time when countless analysts have been telling us we should expect this. It's happening in a bull market. Untold number of metrics flashing green, saying, hey, look at me right here. Because when we have seen these metrics, appear the way they are in previous market cycles, it has preceded XRP going on face-melting rallies. You can look at all sorts of things. You can look at XRP price against BTC. You can look at the RSI. You can look at Bollinger Bands. You name it. XRP dominance. Like when it looks like this, it's before it goes, and analysts in unison have been saying, "Guys, it makes sense now." And I've been shouting this from the rooftops recently, figuratively. I don't normally see analysts in unison saying this. And here we are, XRP pumping at the time that I'm recording this. In fact, before I hit record, it was above 65 cents, now just a hair below. It is currently, for anyone curious, it is 9:11 p.m. Central Time, Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. So look, I never pretend to know if these runs are going to be sustained, but I do have conviction that XRP is going to see much higher price levels, and I have that strong conviction for logical reasons and based on historic precedent. It makes sense to think that XRP to the upside this market cycle is more probable than XRP to the downside and going into additional bear territory. That makes way more sense. And even if we do see, after I post this, and it's an if, I mean, honestly, most analysts don't think that's probable at this point, but even if we do see a downside price action after I post this, so what? XRP is alive and well. This market it's nowhere near its blow-off top. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. XRP is up over 8% over the last 24 hours. It's the number one performer in the top 10 coins by market cap. In fact, so Bitcoin, it's slightly in the negative. And the second best performer is BNB. It's only up 2.42%. Most everything, you can see as I'm scrolling down, it's everything, just about everything's in the red in the top 50. And here we have XRP again outperforming the market. Now, for most of the last few years, again, you don't see that, but we've seen it consistently in recent weeks. XRP is not acting like it normally does. But it's also not normally at this stage of a bull market. Normally, the metrics that and some of them I just cited at the outset of the video, normally they're not lined up in the way that they are right now. So are you surprised? Because I'm not. Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 61 out of 100. By the way, Bitcoin at $66,225. And here's, I'll just show you this right off the bat too. Here's XRP price against Bitcoin. So the cycle low was June 7th. I'm not an analyst, so I won't predict whether or not there's going to be another cycle low. I'll just note that most analysts do agree at this point anyway, that what's most probable is that XRP price against Bitcoin, the cycle low, it actually was June 7th. Here you can see it's been trending up. And throughout today, massive jump to the upside here. XRP is alive and well. You know, to all those haters out there said XRP is just some dino coin. It's dead. It's a dead coin. Are you sure about that? Because it doesn't look like it. Oh, your posts are all going to age like fine milk. Here's a post. By the way, I have posts from and perspective from 11 different XRP chart analysts in the video, so it's almost 100% an XRP video. Just briefly want to mention something about Bitcoin here because would love to see Bitcoin go higher. The higher it goes, the more money there will be sloshing around in the entire crypto space, and a portion of that will make its way to XRP. So the higher Bitcoin goes, the higher XRP has the opportunity to go, which is why this matters to me and should matter to you, even if you don't hold Bitcoin. But here's a post this morning from Dom at TraderView2. Bitcoin Either combination of the path shown, I expect $80,000 Bitcoin within 2 months. Simple reasoning, study the price action, the monthly chart looks nutty and looks nothing like a higher time frame top. And so he's saying, for those of you not looking at the screen, he's got a couple squiggles and sharing some ideas about what he thinks is probable, maybe a little bit more consolidation than bursts up at the beginning part of August, or even if there's a more notable dip down to closer to upper $50,000 region, still, it's going to basically V-bottom on out of there. So higher regardless. And then he shared this. And you got to admit, if you've got human eyeballs and you can look at this, you can see why he's making the point he's making, because he said, this does not look, how do you word it here? Looks nothing like a higher time frame top. Okay, so look where we are now. He circled this and it's in green. A lot of sideways bars. Consolidation, right? Look at the other tops going back to 2018. Actually, technically, the middle part of 2017 here, I guess, is what that would be. And you can see, when you hit the tops, they're very short-lived. Dramatic rise to the upside, quick to the downside. Here we have 5 bars where it's very clearly consolidation. So I'm not an analyst, not pretending to be. I'm just communicating the ideas shared by multiple analysts, in this case, Dom at TraderView2. And he's saying, no, this is consolidation. It doesn't even look like a top. I can't argue with that. Here's another post from Dom. He says, Bitcoin, $140,000 to $150,000 is my top level target for this run. And that doesn't sound wacky. I don't know if that's going to get hit, but the analysts that I follow, the ones that I consider to be reputable, if you ask them for a prediction, most of what I see is like, they're like, I don't know, maybe $120,000 to $150,000. And some of them acknowledge, okay, if it gets really berserk, maybe it gets closer to 200,000, but not many are willing to say it's reasonable to suppose it's going to go far above that. So that seems plausible. If that's going to happen, though, my God, the amount of money flowing into XRP ultimately, because look, rotation is a real thing. Rotation is a real thing in the stock market. It's a real thing in crypto. Money flows into Bitcoin first, and then it goes into the large caps, mid caps, small caps, so on and so forth, rinse and repeat. If we're going to have that level of a monster, whoa. Yeah, so you'll see you'll see as we go through the video, all sorts of analysts talking about how this is very similar to 2017, not as much 2021, which I'm very happy to hear, because that was the craziest run for XRP in history. My God, if that is right, though. It doesn't mean the percentage gains would be the same. Of course not, because there was less money in XRP back then compared to now. But in terms of how things are lining up and the force with which it can blow, that's where you find the optimism and based on those similarities. And so now let's talk about XRP for the rest of the video, even though I mostly have up to this point. So here's another post. This is from Dom, XRP USD chart. And he shared this on April 20th. So I want to share this to set the table, and then I got a couple new ones from him. So April 20th, he says, XRP, if a breakout is going to happen, it should happen pretty soon. Price just printed the same false break of structure it has in the past. Bollinger Bands are currently the tightest in history. Pure technical analysis. Yeah, so tightest in history back in April, and that's when we as a community started noticing and talking about that, thanks to a number of analysts. And they've only gotten tighter since then. They're currently the tightest in history, which is fantastic, because it just means when something breaks, it's going to be with force. Whether it's to the upside or the downside, you tell me what you think, but since we're in a bull market, I'm going to predict to the upside. And so, he said, it's going to happen pretty soon, but I just want to make clear, when an analyst says pretty soon, it's relative. So you might think now that, close to several months have passed, you're like, well, that wasn't pretty soon. Zoom out on a chart. Once this cycle's done, and you look over a 10-year period, it's like the several months that we've just experienced, it's going to look like a blip on the radar, and it's going to be a big nothing. And so this is also why I always say, like, when it comes to predicting timing, I can appreciate in a sense if there's like a broad range and think, it might be more or less around here. But, I always appreciate it when analysts are saying and acknowledge, like, you can't consistently predict time. And so Dom actually has made a prediction in terms of when XRP's going to go. He said August. I think I got a tweet pulled up from him indicating as much here. But it's just kind of a best guess. But the truth of the matter is, even if they're correctly identifying chart formations, they can go faster or slower compared to previous cycles. So that's why, even if they're correct and they're really good analysts, nailing the timing, in my opinion, it's a fool's errand, because nobody can consistently do it. And so if you want to make a for-fun guess, but you couch it with, okay, the thing is, you can't ever consistently guess accurately on time, then I'm cool with that. But for the analysts that are like, it's going to happen now, I'm like, getting nervous for you. So anyway, he said that in April, and then you got this morning, 9:59 a.m. XRP. He reposted his April post and said, "The quoted tweet from a few months ago has been following as expected. Updated chart says we have been grinding at top trend of the 7-year triangle over the last weeks. Price looks very close to breaking free." And so what have we been seeing in recent weeks? A lot of strength from XRP. And he's saying, look where we're at. Pretty much at the apex of this bitch, so it's what it is. And then in this one, he said, and this is, he recorded, or posted this rather right before I started recording. So it's now 9:19 p.m. He posted this at 8:35 p.m. less than an hour ago. And he wrote to XRP, "We have a bullish break of the ascending triangle we have been watching the last week. As long as price holds top box, 70 cents should be imminent." And for those of you looking at the screen, you can know what he's talking about. For those not, he's talking about basically the zone leading up to the 64-cent resistance level that all sorts of analysts have been talking about. He's saying if you hold that, 70 cents probably imminent. And who knows? You guys are future people. I don't know what the price is by the time you're watching this, but right before we recorded this, again, XRP having hit 65 cents, that's above resistance. We'll see if it's flipped to support, but you'll love to see it, right? Very happy to see that. Here's a post from Charting Guy. "Watch XRP BTC and XRP Dominance for possible higher highs. Those two, along with XRP, are forming possible ascending triangle patterns. Shout out to Dom at TraderView2 for pointing this out. You all should follow him. He's just as good as me, if not better." And so looking at these metrics, again, it's just pick a metric, folks. Pick a metric. It all looks fantastic. And in recent months, the XRP haters have said, a lot of these metrics are proof that XRP is garbage and it's bad. And they're pretending that there isn't precedent for XRP being poorly priced against Bitcoin to mean something positive, actually. It's just totally disingenuous. I don't believe that they don't know it. I just don't. Not the ones that are actually good analysts outside of XRP. If you're a good analyst and you have a big following because it's deserved and you're considered reputable and you have a great hit rate with everything but XRP, then I think that you're full of crap. And there are those people. How can you pretend that when something is priced poorly against Bitcoin, and there's historic evidence to indicate the opposite, that it's actually a bad thing? XRP is rising up against Bitcoin, and XRP has always historically found a bottom against Bitcoin in every single cycle, but it's not going to happen now. And what? It just keeps trending down to zero because reasons? Come on, give me a break. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Michael. XRP, and by the way, this is from this morning, XRP is at pennant resistance now. This has held XRP down for 7 years. The pennant has reached the end. The breakout is imminent. The pump will be historical. And I will repeat yet again because it's worth it. I want to make sure everybody hears this. I don't normally see reputable chart analysts in unison, independently coming to conclusions in line with what he just said there. You do not normally see that. I'm telling you that's not the case. And you might think that they're all copying each other. If that thought crossed your mind, just throw that away, because if that were the case, how come they happen to only be doing it in a bull market when all these metrics are lining up? They're not copying each other, folks. I mean, there could be outlier instances where I don't know because I can't know the hearts and minds of everybody out there. But what I'm saying is you don't normally see this because it doesn't normally make sense, so it's not stated by reputable analysts. Here, it is being stated. And the vast majority of the time, when I see analysts in unison, independently coming to conclusions that are about the same, they're correct. Almost always. Like, strong majority of the time. It's not a guarantee, it's not a slam dunk, but yes. And they're all saying this, roughly speaking. This is why I'm so excited to be holding XRP. This is the most excited I have ever been to be holding XRP, period. And I've been having a blasty blast the whole time I've been holding. You know, this fall, it'll be 7 years I've been holding XRP. And I'm not the least bit impatient. Because I always took an adult perspective from this from the beginning. I don't choose when the market pumps. Either I have exposure when it goes, or I do not. So I bought a bunch of different cryptos. XRP is my largest individual holding. And I just sit back, I let time pass. Time does the heavy lifting for me as more and more people jump in. I was in earlier. And you guys too, by the way. Even people jumping in now, like, fast forward a decade. If you don't feel like you're early now, if you're brand new, fast forward a decade, you'll be like, yeah, it's pretty early. Because the asset class is tiny. It's a baby, tiny little asset class. About 2.4 trillion in market cap. That's nothing. He also posted this. This is a Crypto Michael. He says, I'm expecting XRP to break out in August. You know, I may have misspoken when I was thinking that maybe it was Dom that said August, and if he did, maybe I'm properly remembering that, but I might have just been thinking of Crypto Michael, so I should probably withdraw that statement because I'm not 100% sure. I might have just been thinking of Crypto Michael, but he's calling for XRP to break out at some point in August here. Which, by the way, is sounding pretty plausible. We're at the end of July, and it's kind of pumping right now. Actually, I'm going to flip back to XRP. Is it doing anything? It's above 65 cents again. You'll love to see it. Christmas in July, my friends. Christmas in July. It's a Christmas miracle. Hallelujah. What the hell tab was on? I got too many tabs open here. Where am I? Yeah, okay, there we are. So I'm expecting XRP to break out in August. Then we got this from chart analyst Tony Severino, XRP USD chart on your screen, and he said, XRP monthly relative strength index is primed and ready to break out through a 6-year downtrend line. Folks, are you seeing a common theme here? Like, I'll say it one more time, at least. You don't normally see all of these analysts, reputable analysts, in unison saying very similar things. Breakout, been 6 years, 7 years, however they want to categorize it, depending on what metric they're looking at and how they're drawing their lines. Yes, this isn't normal. Because we're not normally in a bull market. It is happening now. Even if XRP goes down in the short term, and you'll see a little bit later in the video, there's some analysts who say, it's possible. You actually could see XRP take a notable dip even down to like 50-something cents. I'm just saying, even if that happens and those analysts are communicating basically the same idea, it doesn't matter. Just be clear, even if we're right and XRP is hitting a new all-time high, it's going to have major pullbacks along the way. You better expect that and you better be ready for it. XRP, just like any coin, it's gonna blast off and make us feel really excited and happy, and there will be major pullbacks along the way. And there's historic precedent for that with every coin, including XRP. And so that's okay. That doesn't mean party's over. But it's interesting, every time there's like a tiny pullback, even as XRP has dipped to 59 cents, people are so beaten down that's like, see, it's just doing its XRP thing again. Comments like that, I'm like, I get it. You guys are feeling beaten down. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I've been here too. I don't feel beaten down, but I understand what you're saying. But this, I mean, in this instance, at least to this point, it is moving to the upside. Here's a post from Mikey Bull Crypto, XRP USD chart on your screen. XRP displays significant technical signs that occurred in 2017 that led to massive gains afterward. Historically, the chart always precedes the news. Yeah, and by the way, I'll point this out, and I mentioned this on X. This move is happening organically today. This is not based on news. It's just going. I mean, look at this 24-hour chart for XRP. Look, it's just a big major pump this morning. I caught that one and I was posting about it when it happened. Then it mostly traded sideways for much of that, and it just started moving up, around 8 p.m. So a little before I started recording this video. Man. But it truly is organic. There's no news call. It's like when we saw that big jump in July, as we were still having downward price action. Bitcoin let us down for summer into the fall. As XRP rocketed up in several hours, doubled in price as it got legal clarity. Fun to see it, but that actually is one of those rare instances where it was a news-driven event. And it was fun to see that and love to see the legal clarity. Of course, very exciting day. I'll never forget that day. I celebrate it, but this is better in the sense that in terms of price action. Because it's just happening, it's just organic. We just happen to be in a bull market. How about that? Here's a post from chart analyst Dr. Magic, XRP USD chart on your screen. He says, XRP is more primed coin right now, is the more primed coin right now. XRP dominance and XRP BTC at levels it always preceded violent moves to the upside. The 2021 move may seem small, but it's a 10x. That being said, you all know my conviction is we are in a 2017 style blow off top. Okay? I don't think that's just hyperbole. I keep seeing that from too many analysts who don't always speak like that. And so when I keep seeing that, I'm just like, okay, I don't think they're just doing it for the clicks like they would just be saying it all the time if they were doing it for the clicks. In fact, the quote unquote analysts that say that whether it's rain or shine, always 20x, $1,000 XRP, I'm just like, no, I can't take them seriously. I can't. That's why I don't highlight them in the ones that are always like, even when we're trending down and they're still talking about XRP is going to break. The market's going down, but XRP is going to be the one to just, I'm just like, okay. But here it makes sense. And these are analysts that don't normally talk like this. And by the way, he said 10x for XRP. I don't know what he considered the starting point, and he may not have been talking about the bottom of the cycle, but If you talk about even last market cycle, from the bottom to the top, XRP did a 20-fold increase. Do you realize that? XRP dropped down to 10 cents in March of 2020 and peaked at $2 a little over a year later. 20-fold increase, roughly. Do you think this time, like, perhaps it's going to outperform a bit? Because XRP didn't even hit a new all-time high. It went to $2, and we still saw a 20-fold increase for that cycle. What do you think happens this cycle? Not only does it have legal clarity, it's had extra years to consolidate further. Like, what do you think happens? Seriously. Here's another post from Dr. Magic. Many of you are asking for my target on XRP. The answer is it depends. If I am right and alts lead the next leg up, it will be the nail in the coffin for it's 2017 again. And I will be looking for two tops. The second one will be determined by the first one. My point is, it's too soon to speak about final target. Need more data for that, and I will update when it's time. For the impatient of you, my best guess is we see double-digit XRP and that $26.50 will be tagged. That's bold. I don't know if we're going to hit that. I mean, with each dollar higher any analyst predicts, the less confident I am it's going to be hit, because logic would dictate one would feel that way. But is that plausible? Yes. I mean, I'm not going to be holding on for that personally. You know, I'll be out well before that. But if anybody wants to ride to that, and if it's hit, I will be cheering you on and celebrating all of your success and all of your gains. I'm not going to be holding on that high. But I absolutely acknowledge it's possible. Even this market cycle. I mean, I don't make predictions. But yeah, I'll acknowledge absolutely. If we have especially if you have like crazy amount of money flowing into Bitcoin, like even more than is expected by most reputable analysts, my God, that the degree to which alts are going to go, it'll just be that much higher. Here's a chart analyst, Ali Martinez. XRP has been consolidating within a symmetrical triangle for 6 years. A bullish breakout could occur if XRP surpasses 90 cents. Again, you're seeing the theme, right? Like, these are analysts, most of them anyway, I've been following for years. Like, I'm not just cherry picking stuff. Like, the reputable analysts who don't normally talk like this are now talking like this. You'll love to see it. If you're an XRP holder, of course you do. Here's chart analyst Bobby A. XRP is forming a beautiful bullish pennant targeting the 0.236 Fibonacci level near 87 cents. This time, it smashes through the fib, in my opinion. So, more optimism there. Here's chart analyst Nick, Crypto Crusader. There really is only two scenarios I am seeing for XRP right now, and they are outlined below. Number one, XRP runs up to 75 cents and attempts a breakout to macro resistance, which is 92 cents, or two, and this would be the negative one potentially. XRP fills the lower FVG, 48 to 51 cents, roughly, before impulsively pushing back above 60 cents to follow number one's path. And so there you, and I do keep seeing that from multiple analysts, even the analysts that are toying with the idea of XRP could, in theory, go lower here. They all say, even if it does, okay, back test, move to the upside. I see, I'm not seeing the analyst out there, with one exception, Alessio Rastani. He's the only reputable analyst who has posited the idea that XRP is going lower. That's one. I don't buy it. Unless the whole market if the whole market tanks, I'm like, yeah, you're right, Alessio. Maybe that's plausible. Okay. Outside of that, it just doesn't make any damn sense. Here's chart analyst Crypto Insight UK. XRP waking up a little potentially. And he shared this morning, by the way, 5:07 a.m. Remember, we still need that close above 64 cents to invalidate this C leg. And so he is one of the analysts that had also been warning. It's possible you could be seeing, close to 50 cent XRP. He also posted this, and this was this is morning also, 6:09 a.m. He said, XRP, we only need to be right one time. I hope this push continues for another day and a half. And he shared a few charts. There's this daily XRP USD chart. Here's the weekly, and here's the monthly. And I've been seeing so many similar charts from so many analysts. Like, I can see why they're all saying what they're saying. Even if they draw their lines slightly different, they're close enough that everybody's like, yeah, this thing's breaking out. Like, that's what I'm seeing from analysts. It just is. Here's a post, and I actually shared this yesterday. This is from chart analyst Dark Defender. He shared this at 7:22 a.m. Central Time, July 29th. So yesterday. He said, here is your updated structure in the daily time frame. Excuse me. XRP is ready to break the triangle within 24 hours. Not financial advice. Okay, and so I highlighted this and I was like, okay, he could be right. Obviously, we're in a bull market anyway. And in terms of what he sees chart-wise, I'm not here to second-guess chart analysts in terms of that. Certainly not. But I did say, in terms of the timing, though, it makes me nervous if you're going to call this. I was like, even if he's right and there's, sooner or later it makes sense to see a break. And it does look, at least at the moment that we are seeing one, the timing still, and this isn't some dig against Dark Defender, but this is why I always get a little nervous when chart analysts set very specific timelines, because it's breaking now a bit. It just, right before I started recording, got above 64 cents, right? Which is the resistance level to watch for. And that was more like over 36 hours later. So, even though it looks like he and many other analysts were right, it's like, hey, this thing looks like it's going to be moving big breakout sooner than later, like very soon perhaps. That's why I get nervous about the timeline stuff, especially when you get that narrow. But in terms of what he saw in the chart, I mean, it's been playing out, so credit where it's due, right? I'll still give credit where it's due for sure. And that's why he posted this. Has it been 24 hours yet? And he posted that this morning, 5:30 a.m. And at that point, it almost was. But here we are over 36 hours later. Probably more like, 38-ish hours since he initially said that. But man, just moving to the upside. I think it's still over 65 cents. Yeah, at the time I'm recording this. Whew, what a fun time to be in crypto. What a fun time, incredible time to be an XRP holder. Oh man. Hopefully this thing keeps moving to the upside, but I'll just leave you with this party message, even if it goes back down. Again, it's not time for despair. It doesn't mean that the party's over. Like, XRP is showing tremendous strength. Like, it doesn't normally behave like this. And if you were being intellectually honest, if you've been holding XRP and you've been following it for a few years, this should be easy for you to see. And if you're not seeing that, maybe you're just feeling emotionally beaten down, take another look. Like, look at this. I mean, look at this last 30 days. It's up 36.48% over the last month. That is not normally what happens. So we'll see how this all unfolds together. But man, clearly, as the market has been doing what it's been doing, and Bitcoin over the last 30 days up 4%, roughly. XRP is just doing what it's doing on its own, man. That doesn't normally happen, especially not for a sustained period like this. Doesn't that tell you something? I mean, that in and of itself is different from what you normally see. It is what you have seen in previous cycles in a bull run. You have seen it then. Outside of that, you do not see this. But now you do. So take it for what it's worth. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.